Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a small analysis done by MV and Linus from Växjö Technicum in Sweden. Hello, Linus, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing, Renos?
I'm doing good, and I'm quite happy about this game that we're going to analyze, as our team did come out on top, but just by a bare minimum. We will see exactly why.
Yeah, we will show and highlight some rounds and talk to them and why it was a good round, or and to discuss some mistakes and some aspects of the round that maybe didn't go as planned.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you to Skybox for putting us together to showing that there's other schools that practice CSGO as their subjects. And now let's jump into Skybox. So,
Yeah,
Linus.
this is our T pistol round, which is a high-paced, fast pistol round, which is basically designed to sell a quick A and will at the end up at B for an open plant. And I would like to show how the round at first works very well. You can see here at Skybox, we have the terrorists to the left and we have the CTs on the CT spawn to the right. CTs will set up a basic 2 at B, 3 at A pistol round. And you will see 3 of my players go quick, second mid, and then up to apps. 2 of my players will stand and hide here down at E ramp and just sit there with the bomb and wait and listen. And as you can see here, the round is just a fast-paced one, just Russian, making a lot of sound. And you will see that we actually get the first pick. And I would like to stop here just to illustrate why we are in a good position right now. Because the goal here is to take control of pit, and we actually get the first pick. And we have soon to be all our players down at the pit as well. This created a quick movement from the CTs where one pushes down banana just as we would like CTs to do, and the other one is rotating from CT spawn. What you can see is that unfortunately 2 of my players, LSS and Kraken, lines up kind of perfectly, but it's still a savable round for the T's as long as Taki he could stay alive in pit. Because what we will see down here in the middle is my 2 players hearing the CT that pushed down banana. Here they have basically 2 choices. The first one would be to just ignore him, and then after a part moving up through banana, then just rush and go B. Or they can kill him. They go for the second option, which falls through. And at the same time as they start to engage him, also my last player in A pit dies. So when they engage the CT here in the middle and fails, they spot the bomb, which you can see through the rotation cost to be immediately, which means that they also will see the B site before we enter it. Just picking my first guy, and then we get the plant, but then the round basically falls through. So the round works at first, but some minor mistakes, mostly the engagement down middle threw us off, and the whole fake went fell on his back basically.
Yeah, the fact that they did not get Kvasnic there in the middle with the pistols, I believe that's like the nerves getting to them.
Nerves shooting someone in the back of the head is notoriously hard, but I would say 90% of that's nerves speaking, basically.
Yeah, and very unfortunate in the A side that they lost the battle to Janis and Urinov, both of them, like instantly losing the first 2 duels once they get into the A side.
Yeah. So could have been a good round, and just to illustrate how I would like it to have unfold instead, we move to middle again. When my players, we can actually go to A side. When my players have control pit, I would have loved them to take control here pit, but also to spread out, because CTs would then react to say we have a lot of T's in pit, but they would still try and engage from a distance. If my players from down the middle have sneaked through the CT player without getting noticed, then the whole idea would have been to move the remaining players from the A pit to push towards CT spawn and we would then have basically a B split at the end if I had my players alive.
Yeah, just a few mistakes and just understand how close
Yep.
this could have been, because like it was 16-14 game. This one round could have changed a lot.
Yeah, it would have been, and we actually at the end lost both pistol rounds too. So
Yeah.
in a best of one, losing both pistol rounds, it kind of sets you up on a pretty steep hill to climb, I would say.
Most definitely.
Sorry?
Most definitely.
Yeah. So that's basically why the round looked good at first, but then we kind of fell through.
Yeah. What's the next round that you want to point out?
Next round would actually be round 11, which is also still a T-sided round from our part. We'll move to a bigger free look, and it's a buy round where some CTs had to force. We have one SMG, we had one FAMAS, but otherwise we're pretty stacked with utilities and weapons. So what we can see in start of Banana, or the start of the round, is actually a trade between Ts and CT. Zanis, did I pronounce his name right?
Almost Janis.
Janis.
Yes.
Yeah. So Janis, he will actually push the Molotov to get the pick, and he will get Carlson, which then enforces Kraken to move up and actually pick off Kvasins.
Yes.
Did I pronounce that right?
That was perfect.
All right, cool. So basically, we end up in a 4v4 situation, which benefits us as Ts, which forced us. I wouldn't say forced, but made us choose to kind of slow it down and just to fill the map out a little bit. But the nades that kept coming and in Banana actually made Onyx rotate, so CTs would end up in at the beginning at least with a 2-2 split. And during a 2-2 split, the most, I would say, uncovered position on the map would actually be long, and that's what we can see here. It's a little bit of timing in this round, because CTs choose to do a fairly passive setup both on B and on A, which you can see open up the parts on for long and for CT spawn. And if we unfold the round a little bit, you will see that I would have 2 players move up towards Banana, and I would have 2 players working middle, LSS and Deltarn. And they're actually essential for this round. Taki and Kraken are just holding down Bananas, make sure that we have control of Banana. And then they will use their nades to open up the B side. But as you can see here, down on long, on a Jan is about to peek with his AVP to check long and asking Urinov for a flash. The thing is that Urinov will bounce the flash off the wall, as you can see here, telling LSS that there's a flash probably coming. So he will actually dodge the flash, as you can see right there, not getting flashed, and then sniffing out that there might become a peek from library, which is true. So Zanis is actually close to being dead, which then gives us a call for, all right, let's push CT. Here, if I could be a little bit more critic about my players, I would like Deltarn to put down a smoke for long here. But heat of the moment, stress, and all that makes him not choose to do that. So I understand it at the same time. But the thing is that Jurno will see him push to CT spawn. So the info that CTs get is that, all right, we got T players pushing spawn. Would probably smell out to be a B execute. What you can see then is that LSS will get Janis and pick up his AVP and put down a smoke, and just before it blooms, he will then pick up Jaranov, which ends us up in a 4v2 situation, which is very, very good for us, basically. But I would like to rewind the round a little bit, because then as soon as this gets called that we're pushing CT, if we move to B, you can see that that's a go sign for my 2 T players executing with smokes on the B side. I think they prioritize right. They try to use nades. They would like the purpose of the Molotov here is to flash out quad, but it actually fails. But it still makes Onyx picks out of quad, making him a fairly easy target to pick, which is ending up us in a B split 4v1 situation where we know that he probably will save the M4 for next round.
Yeah, this is very well played out round in the end by your side. And the one thing I would like to add, you're being critical, but those guys played some clean CS. None of the rounds look like this from Esporta Skola. We almost always were hoping for the opening frags, or roughly for the mistakes on your side, but those mistakes came rarely, and even if they were there, like in this round where you say that, yeah, the smoke was not put down, and the rotation maybe could be a bit faster, it did not matter. Like the way like you put it so well, and the fact that they did spot that flash by Urinov, and then Janis, and they almost get him minus 60 HP, only 6 HP remaining.
Yeah, we can go back to let's go. We can move like this.
Yes.
Yeah, that's big credit to LSS for that game awareness that he hears a flash bounce. I think the round would have ended up really different if it was actually how do you say player number 4, the one in pit? Lasis. Yes. If he was the one throwing the flash instead from pit, making it sound nothing.
Yeah.
He couldn't have dodged the flash and would probably been picked up Jadis, who was a very good opper. So small things that folded our way, basically.
Yep, and Janis, if there would have been a collateral, that would have changed everything as well.
Yeah,
because there was a potential for it. You can see it here; it's nearly lined up.
Yeah, it could have been a double. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
so I will talk to my players about spacing. The work of spacing.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Okay, let's check out the last round that we talked about, where we see an Esporta Skola clutch.
Yes, that would be round 23.
Yes, exactly. And here, what I would like to point out.
Yeah.
That Esporta Skola, they really relied on individual plays.
Yeah.
More than they relied on team play, and it kind of got us somewhere, but at the same time, it got those rounds to be so close and a lot closer than they should have been.
Yeah. So this round actually starts with LSS getting a pick down middle, with Technicum being the CT side now. I would also like to highlight that you wanted to choose this round. I wasn't that excited about picking this round, but
okay, sure.
But what happens is that we actually called for a apps push quickly from Tuki and Carlson, and your guys decided to take control from Banana, and we played it more safe on the B side. But what we can see here is that we start moving towards apps and get a lot of ground and a lot of information. And if we just move forward a little bit, you can see them actually pushing all the way through down to A slope. And you still have 3 guys in Banana, with Janis pushing mid to create some kind of diversion and show presence towards A. Which actually ends up us picking Janis in the middle. And having a 5v3 situation with the T's boxed in at Banana. I would like to rewind a little bit just to show it from the B perspective, that there's some mistakes leading up to this round actually falling through from our perspective. You guys win. But just as Janis gets picked the middle, just before, Kraken tries to put down a smoke on top Banana, but actually misses, which covers his vision towards Banana. So when they got the information, we picked one middle. There's no one middle. Watch out B. Both Delton and Kraken choose to kind of push and take initiative. So Martin actually drops down mistakenly, I believe, in front of the smoke, making him invisible and picked. Kraken tries to defend him by spamming through the smoke, but they can see the tracers and picks him through the smokes as well. We're still in a pretty favorable position here, CT side, I would say.
Yeah.
Even more so. Yeah, especially now. So Jurna puts down a Molotov to hinder the guys from Banana, and we have a bit slow rotation from LSS coming through CT spawn right now. But we're not in a hurry. I think the guys do right here to try and kind of group up. But the smoke they put down is actually our smoke. understand why they try to smoke the bomb, just to maybe try and force a diffuse out of the bomb. But it helps Euronov to play around the smoke. He first picks off Carlson. He then chooses the engagement towards LSS, picks him off. And just as Taki is about to throw nades towards Coffins to force him off, he actually engages him also, making it a very favorable and good round by him. He plays it very well. I
Yeah,
believe also he does the right choose the right thing, which is try to enforce the duels as he does.
of course, of course.
And he chooses to peak the right places at the right time as well. So that's a very good round from him.
Yeah, and as well for your side, like LSS, the slow rotation, a bit credit to Janis actually holding that long towards the A site. I believe LSS
Yeah,
was still not believing that they're not and that nobody is gonna go there.
yeah,
And
uh,
in the end, yes, the duels that he chooses to fight and how he wins them in what a quick manner. Yes,
yeah,
your team is left with just questions.
yeah. If I could, it's always the benefit of hindsight.
Yeah,
In this case, because when we pick up Janis, yeah, he sells A very well, but we don't have any information on long or up short. Basically, we have smokes there. We don't know if there's maybe 3Ts here. With the benefit of hindsight, I would have liked to have LSS instead be positioned here with op,
yeah,
checking short and apps, but also able to check long if needed. Him being in pit, I understand why he's pit, but it makes the rotation even longer towards B. So that's one aspect as well.
yeah. Well, it worked out in the end for Esporta Skola, and the fight as well was so close. But this was the small analysis done by Linus. I would love to hear more of those from you. The way you
I
break everything down.
I do my best. it's
Yes.
it's all actually thanks to Skybox as well, because it's a amazing tool to see those small things, the small decision makings
Yeah.
that you then can see as a chain unfold and actually makes the round fall apart at the end. I mean,
Yeah.
just to illustrate this last round, as we were speaking, if Kraken perhaps didn't put down that failed smoke, he wouldn't need to push down pool to engage, and we could have instead backed off and just holding angles. But now they, for some reason, enforced the confrontations, which caused a problem for us basically. So Skybox is fantastic to illustrate these small things, and also getting this great overview to see it all as well.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, also bringing people together. The Skybox community is growing by the day,
Most definitely.
and I hope it's going to continue. Well, thank you very much, Linus, for this
Me too.
analysis. I hope we're going to have another friendly match so we can analyze that one as well.
Me too. I look forward for the rematch.
Great. Good to hear. See you then.
See ya.